Jacob by Lauren, Maddie, Sabrina, and Tara.
Rebecca is pregnant with Izu and Jacob. She has a vision that Jacob is going to be the one to fulfill the covenant, even though Izu was the firstborn and has the birthright. Now, after Rebecca told Jacob that he should be the one to receive the birthright, Jacob wants to steal the birthright from Izu. Jacob then proceeds to trick his blind dad into giving him the birthright instead of Izu. Jacob then tells Izu that he stole the birthright away from him, and he was furious. So in fear, Jacob ran away to his uncle's house. After Jacob moved in with his uncle, he married his two daughters, Leah and Rachel. After living in his uncle's house for a couple of years, he realized that he needed to go back home because he still needed to take care of the land that his father had given him. On the way back to his land, Jacob got in a fight with a man and started wrestling him. He then realized that the man he was wrestling with was God. After the fight, God gave Jacob a new name, Israel. Once Jacob got back home, he made up with his brother Izu. After a short period of time, his wife Rachel had died, and after Rachel died, his father Isaac had died, and Izu and him decided that they were going to have a burial for him next to his father Abraham and his mother Sarah. Rebecca is pregnant with Jacob and has a vision he is going to fulfill the covenant.
Izu was the first son, so he had the birthright, but Jacob wanted it. Isaac lost his eyesight and was starting to die.
Jacob tricked Isaac into giving him the birthright instead of Izu.
Jacob was telling Izu that he got the land, and Izu was very mad. Jacob leaves his land in fear of Izu.
Jacob had a dream where God promises protection to him and his land. Jacob moved in with his uncle and married his uncle's two daughters, Leah and Rebecca. Jacob has a midlife crisis and realizes he has to go back to his land. On the way back to his land, Jacob gets in a fight with a man and starts wrestling him. Jacob then realizes the man was actually God, and after the fight, God had given him the new name Israel instead of Jacob. Israel meets up with his brother Izu and they make up. Israel's wife Rachel and his father Isaac both die, so Izu and him decide to have a burial for them. What are 5 major moments in the life of the story of your patriarch? The first is the birth of Jacob and Izu. The second is Isaac becoming blind. The third is Jacob stealing the land from Izu. The fourth is God promising Jacob protection. The fifth is Jacob fighting with God and then getting a new name. And the sixth is the burial for his father. What are the roles in the name of the woman in the story? Leah, who is the wife of Jacob. Rachel, who is the wife of Jacob. Rebecca, who is the mother of Jacob. Why is the patriarch important to the identity of Israel? Jacob is important to the identity of Israel because he gave the Israelites protection. How does God promise to renew the covenant with the patriarchs? He promised to renew the covenant by giving protection to the Israelites. Did the patriarch uphold his end of the covenant? Yes, Jacob upholds his end of the covenant. What does the patriarch story reveal about God? And what does it reveal about humanity? It reveals that God is very giving and trustworthy, and it reveals that the humanity is subject to emotion.